You want to fight Wilder still?
Still.
Yeah.
This won't end until I fight Wilder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a Tyson Fury rematch.
And the Tyson Fury rematch.
Let's go back all the way to the beginning. School, childhood, what can you tell us?
That's long.
It's long.
Just get me tired thinking about it.
But those were good memories, no? At the start, were they good memories? Childhood in Cameroon, was it fun?
No.
No? Hard?
Yes, it was hard, not the good memories, even though it's actually like what defined me, but I wouldn't do it again if I was to choose it.
I do think you have the toughest mindset I've seen from not just fighter, but any sports person I've spoken to. I'm guessing that mindset comes from your childhood.
I always been a stubborn kid, so sometimes I personally agree to disagree with people. I stand by what I believe. I stand by how I view things. Not necessarily because I'm right, but because I believe in myself.
Where did fighting come into your life? What age do you first remember either seeing a fight or wanting to fight?
As long as I can remember, that was just something that I always love. I always love movies, everything,
Like
combat related, fighting
Kickboxing
related,
movies back
everything, like
Van Damme.
Bloodsport.
It's a good movie, good movie.
Yeah, Bloodsport. I remember watching Bloodsport, and then Van Damme was kicking this pool with his kick, and then I went back in the house in our farm and started kick banana trees, and
Oh,
then
the bit in Kickboxer where he's kicking the tree down.
yeah, and then get my whipped though.
Yeah.
After that, I'm like, you're gonna get us starved, like you destroy our food and this.
Yeah.
The first poster that I saw was a poster of Rambo,
Yeah.
Rambo 2,
Yeah.
with a machine gun,
Yeah.
with a head tied, in my dad's room in the village. We went to the village, and I think I was maybe 5 or 4. I saw this poster in the angle like this, big, and now I'm like, wow. I just love it. I don't know the movie. I just love that action.
Not many people watching this now will understand the journey that you decided to make to go from Cameroon to France. How and why?
The only reason why I ever thought of leaving Cameroon was to go somewhere to find an opportunity to box. It was clear. I have never thought about anything else. And then if it wasn't about boxing, I wouldn't leave my country at all. I wasn't excited about. It wasn't the funny part. It wasn't like, whoa, I'm leaving, let's go. No, it was hard. Like, damn, I'm leaving. I have to.
When you were homeless or when you were in prison, did you ever think that you made a mistake?
I accept to be wrong. It was my right to be wrong. It's always my right to be wrong. It's my life. That's how I learn. I don't believe in perfection. I think perfection is just a assimilation of imperfection. So I knew that I might be wrong at the end, but at least I will avoid the pain of regret.
Do you remember your first fight, the first paycheck for the first fight?
Well, the first paycheck wasn't for the first fight, though. The first fight was
For free.
for free.
as it probably will be. How long did it take you to get that first paycheck?
A couple months after, the first fight was a tournament in Paris. After the fight, I went in the subway and drove to go home.
Really?
Yeah. Then 4 months after, in April 2014, I had another tournament, and then the winner of that tournament, 2,000 euro was the prize of that tournament.
Did you win?
Of course,
Well done. That was 10 years ago, and we're talking hundreds, thousands. And now, and look, we're not going to disclose how much he's getting paid, but now we're talking millions. That's happened in 10 years. Do you remember the phone call when the UFC called?
Well, at that time, I was having some fight. I even went to Bahrain, have a fight there for, I think it was $6,000 something. And I received a UFC call. And at least I get something to start off with, you know. I always want to be a world champion. This might not be boxing, but it's still combat sport, you know. When I look back to the reason why I wanted to do boxing, I find the same element in MMA. It's the same thing.
I remember the knockout of Alistair Overeem, and it was one of the most violent knockouts I've seen in years. That's when I realized, because people were talking about your punch power, and Overeem's a good striker as well.
Yeah.
Very good striker. Kickboxing champion, strike force, everything. When you knocked him out, that's when I realized that you were something special. That punch that came from down here was a wicked punch.
Well, I think it just happened that his chin was in the wrong place for him and in the right place for me.
It did. I want to fast forward quickly to the Stipe title fight. I mean, everyone had already crowned you the champion. Everyone thought, okay, you're going to go in, you're going to beat Stipe, you're going to knock him out. You looked fantastic. You're wearing your African clothes. I remember everything like it was yesterday. And you lost. Mentally, how did that affect you?
I remember going home and I was by myself. And I remember going home and was laying in the bed and hoping that the day does arise. Like, really hope that we stay in the night forever.
Really?
So, yeah. And then I get to the point that I'm like, this is a really bad thinking, like, what's going on? But for some reason, it just happened that I was sitting on my couch, I picked my phone, I go on the Air France app, and then I look for the first flight to Cameroon. I book a flight. I think that was a very good decision. And then when I went home, you know, I was feeling so low about myself, so bad. And then I went home, and then I had a warm welcome. People received me like a king. Like, oh, yeah, champion, they're celebrating me. And I'm like confused, like, okay, something wrong. So you get to the point that I had to tell people that I lost the fight though. So I'm like, who cares?
Aye.
Like, do you see where you were at? Like, how come you came, where you came from and where you get? I mean, that means you're the second in the world from where you came from. I'm like, makes sense. Then I realized that I actually changed from where I used to be. I changed, my personality has changed. It happened that I care about people's opinion so much that I really forget even why I'm doing it. And now I'm like, it's my game. This might be the end, but if it is the end, it's gonna end on my way as I decide. As it started, just fun. Let's go out there, have fun, and see what happens.
And look what fun's done. You put the #1 heavyweight on the planet down, and now you fight a guy in Anthony Joshua, March 8th.
He's not the #1 anymore.
Who's #1?
That's a good question. But I have a win over him.
I'm not going to argue with you.
So in my book, in
You're
my
#1.
ranking, I'm in front of him.
March 8th, live on DAZN, you take on Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
What do you make of Anthony Joshua? What's your impression of him?
He's there, probably around number
3?
2, 3, something like that.
Yeah.
So, but when you think about boxing, if you follow boxing or just think about boxing, heavyweight boxing
You think
in the
of
past
Anthony Joshua.
decade, like there haven't been a moment in the past 10 years that Anthony Joshua or in the past 8 years that Anthony Joshua hasn't been in the top 3.
Yeah, agreed.
That's why, like, even me in my dream of boxing, still in the UFC, keep dreaming 4 years ago, like really trying to cross over. He was three names that I had in mind: Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder.
You've already
And I still
fought
have
one of
those.
them.
And I still have those 3 names.
You want to fight Wilder still?
Still,
Yeah.
this one and until I fight Wilder.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah. And a Tyson Fury rematch.
and the Tyson Fury rematch. Potentially rematch with, I don't know, somebody. It depends how this fight goes, the AJ fight. But yes, the Tyson Fury, based on what happened the first time, the controversy, I think we need to solve that out. But yes, Wilder is still on my list.
On DAZN worldwide, Friday, March 8th. Buy now at DAZN.com.